Hey, y'all. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. Welcome to Mission for Mental Health. I am your host, Jackie Robinson. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for giving me some of your time this evening. I'm so excited. I'm so excited about tonight's guest. Y'all know you guys probably say, girl, you excited about everybody's guest, but I really am excited because I reached out to this guy. This is someone that I have known for a very long time. And I just felt like he had an awesome story, awesome testimony to share with you all. So I asked him, I reached out to him. Sometimes I reach out to people, I don't know what they're going to say because I don't know if they're really ready to be transparent or share their story. And I just reach out to see what people say. And just so happened that he said, absolutely, yes, I have been watching you. I have been following you. I'm hearing about your story, and I would love to be a part of your show. So he was supposed to be on last Wednesday, y'all. He's supposed to be on last Wednesday, but we had a little hiccup. He had some things to take care of, and it's all good. And so we rescheduled for today. But what happened, y'all? Let me tell you what happened. Not only did I get one guest, boo boo, I got me two. I got me a double duo that's gonna come on here tonight. Because guess what? I got his wife to come on with him, and I am so thankful and so grateful that she agreed on the very last minute to come on to the show with her husband. So I am excited, y'all. I'm happy to have them on. So I'm getting ready to bring them on screen. The Greens. Hold on, just stand by for 1 second. Stand by. Hold on, let me add them on. And boom, there they are. And they're muted. They got to unmute. And as soon as they unmute, they are good. I got the greens, y'all. I got the greens on the show. I am so happy that you all said yes to coming on. How are you all doing this evening?
We're well.
I'm doing good.
Good. So I got Dwight and Steph Green up in the house, y'all. So I'm excited. Thank you guys so much for agreeing to come on. Green, I know I reached. Look, we still got that police talk. So I'm using your last name, Green. But I'm referring to Dwight at this time. I reached out to you. I'm so thankful and so glad that you said yes. I really do believe that you have a story that people would need to hear and can learn from. So that is why I reached out to you. So Mrs. Green, I did not get a bio from you, and that's okay, but I'm going to read a little bit about your husband so people will know that, when I get folks on this show, I don't have just any bodies on this show. I have people that got some credentials behind their name that come on the show. I don't just be out on the streets just tapping people on the shoulder talking about, you want to be on the show, you want to be on the show. I get some people that I really believe, I deep down in my soul, that people can learn from. I get people with education behind them sometimes, and actually most times, most people that come on my show got some credentials behind their name. So y'all ready? Oh, and look, y'all already got some comments, and I love when we get some comments from Vicinda Crawford. Thank you, girl. I look amazing. Thank you so much. Absolutely. And okay, husband and wife team, welcome, y'all. Welcome. So this is my first. Actually, it's my first husband and wife team. So I'm excited. So I'm just going to say a couple things about you, Dwight, so people know that you are legit in what you do. We have technical issues because this is live. I told y'all I have just switched services. I am doing this live, streaming service now. I may have to go back to Comcast. I don't want to, but I may have to, because streaming, it is what it is. I can't go turn off everybody's TV in the house because my mama will be mad if I go down there and cut the TV off and I think a basketball game is coming on tonight. So let me say a little bit about Green. So one thing about Green is he has been in the church since 1975. He is a pastor's son. So he's been in the church since 1975. In 1994, that's when he got saved. He got saved while he was at youth revival, y'all. Y'all know about youth revivals. Y'all know about that. So he got saved in 1975. So he's been in the church for a very long time. I'm pretty sure a calling has been on his life for a long time, y'all. Let's see. his AS in substance abuse counseling in 2012. He was went to community college of the Air Force in Montgomery, Alabama. That's when he got his seminary. I'm sorry, biblical leadership. Was that correct? In 2015, biblical leadership.
Biblical leadership. Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then he has an MS in biblical studies. He got that in 2017. In 2020, I'll say the date, March 18th, 2020, he became an affirmed apostle. In 2021, let's see, let me make sure I don't forget anything. In 2021, that's the big thing. That's big thing, 2021. That's when he became Dr. Dwight Green from Harvest Reapers Bible International in Miami, Florida. 2021 is when he got his PhD. Y'all give some hand claps for Dr. Dwight and Miss Stephanie Green. Steph. Stephana Green. But she goes by Steph, y'all. Not Steph Curry, but Steph. Stephana Green. Miss Green, you want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Not much to really say. Wife, supporter.
That's right.
I work.
Well, I'll say it then. Since you ain't gonna say it, I'll say it. They have been married, y'all, for 20. Are we on 21 years now?
21.
Yep.
They've been married for 21 years. Okay. She ain't want to say it, but I'm gonna say it. 21 years she has been married. Let me add something else to it. They are parents of 7. Count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 children. She's downplaying herself, y'all. Just that alone is
That's
a PhD
right there.
You better ask somebody. You better ask somebody. Just that alone is a PhD. So don't downplay at Miss Steph over here, because Miss Steph got her own bio. She just ain't trying to throw it all out there, but I'll throw it out there to y'all.
She's a baker. She's a baker. And her Instagram is Stevie G Bakery.
When you get an opportunity, give it to me. I'm going to put it in the comments so people can order some cakes and goodies and cookies and all that good stuff from you. That we all absolutely. She downplaying herself, y'all, but she has a PhD in wifehood and parenting. Y'all better ask somebody about that. You see what I'm saying? Because you see, they're giving you your props in the comments. They're giving you your props in the comments. You see what I'm saying?
Appreciate it.
So,
there is no me without her at all.
Absolutely. She is amazing. She is supportive. And they are a power couple, y'all. They are a power couple. So the reason why I brought you on the show is because I wanted to talk about, I have a show about mental health. Wait, let me slide over a little bit. I have a show about mental health. And I know I'm going to share a little bit about how we met. Right. Yeah. So how we met was at a police department where we were working. And what I didn't know until last week is Green is in the academy class behind mine. Yeah. And Green shared a story with me. This is how y'all know. You never know who's watching y'all. You never know who's listening to the things that you say. You just never know. That's why it's important to be kind to people, because you never know what someone will say about you in the future. So anyway, Green comes to the precinct, and on Sundays, we all have to come to work. We work on Sundays, and we park our cars like this. Those of y'all that's been in there in the police department, we know y'all know what this is, how we park our cars like this. So we all could roll the windows down and talk to each other from window to window. And that's how we would spend our Sundays. We would all, it was so funny because if a call comes out, Green, tell me if I'm wrong, we all went.
All of
we all went, right? But Green shared so much with me last week on our personal call. My niece said, you have a PhD in domestic engineering.
Amen.
He shared so much with me on our personal call last week that it took me back. And now I felt bad because when Green started, Green didn't like using the radio. And I didn't know that Green didn't like to talk on the radio. And Green would say the craziest stuff on the radio. And we would always make him repeat. Like we would Joan and make him repeat and Joan over and over again. And we did not we didn't know. We didn't know that he was struggling. So if you can tell us the story that you told me about, you said that you had lost your job, and start with what made you come to the police department in the first place.
Oh, sure. Okay. So I just got back from my first tour, no, my third tour for Iraq.
So I don't know if he's frozen for you all. He is frozen for me.
And with one of my
hold on 1 second, Green. You said you just came back from your you had froze up on us. You said you just came back on your third tour.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. My third tour. And I went to, so I when I came back, I was like, I finished up college. It was like my second degree at the time in industrial in technology. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to IBM. IBM offered me a job. I take the job. I say, okay, I'm just going to go into the guard and finish up my time because I had already had 12 years in at the time. So I'm just going to go and get this money. Well, when I got out, we moved back home because I'm from Atlanta. And we moved back home, and I went to go my first day at the job. I went there to work. I mean, I was ready, all decked out, making more money than I had made in a while without deploying. And when I got up there, they had given my job away. They didn't call me. They didn't notify me. And I had given up my active duty career in order to take this job. So I'm like, man, what am I going to do? So I pursued one of my dreams of being a police officer. And then I went to Douglas County Sheriff's Office. I stayed there for about 6 months until I got accepted to the academy for where we were. Yeah. And my uncle had been there for several years. Mm-hmm. And I always wanted to be one because of him. Right. And so it was just a shot, that I took in the dark, and it worked out for me. Well,
sort of, right? Yeah. So, Steph, were you all married at that time? Were you all married to get to a couple at that time?
Yes,
Any babies at that time?
Yes, it was a tiny one. I had the kids were in elementary, and then I had two toddlers, infant and a toddler.
So how did you feel about him going to the police department? It'll bounce back, y'all. Just bear with him. Bear with him. Sometimes the enemy tries to mess us up. How did you feel? How did you feel about him going to the police department?
No, I didn't like it at all.
Of course not, right?
She told me, like
they'll be back.
There it is.
Okay. She told you what now?
She told me, Robinson, she said, it's 3 things I don't want you to be.
It's coming, y'all. It's coming. Bear with us, okay? I need y'all to bear with us. Sometimes when you have people on the show who really have a lot to say and a lot to share, the enemy will try to come in and stop the word. Okay. So I
Mm-hmm.
need y'all to bear with me through this. Sometimes it's going to freeze up. We're both streaming and having a little difficulty. We noticed this before the show. And so bear with us, y'all. It's going to pop back on, but I'm telling y'all, he got a story to share. And I know the enemy don't want him to tell it because somebody's going to be healed. But go ahead. She told you it was three things
Three things three things in the marital contract that I wasn't supposed to be.
one of them a stripper. Okay, go ahead.
Well, actually, she didn't mind that so much back then. Back then, I looked like somebody. No, stop. One of them was a preacher. One of them was a bishop, and the other one was a police officer. She didn't want me to be any of those three.
Hey, you became all of them.
All of them.
Oh my God. Oh my God. So,
Yeah.
so you come onto the police department, everything's going, sort of okay. And then you were talking about your nerves about being on the radio and using your radio traffic and how they wanted to fire you and how that affected your mental health.
Yes.
Because you knew I have a family to support.
Yes. I had see going back to my childhood, I always felt the pressure of being the chosen one. I felt like I was the one chosen to lead my family.
Mm-hmm.
It was very important to me being my mom being a strong black single woman. Shout out to Elaine Green, gonna give that to her. And I just felt like I didn't want to let nobody down. I didn't want to let anybody down, and my mindset was, okay, well, I got to do this. And I put a lot of pressure on myself, because if I fail, I won't get through this and I'll be fired. And I left my job that I was successful at in the military, and now I'm like, dude, what you gonna do? And I knew I could do the job because once I got on the call, I knew how to work the call.
Right.
But the radio would it was the pressure of man, I can't let my family down. But nobody wanted to hear that part except for you guys. There's a few of you guys. Shout out to Sean Phillips and
Yeah, man. Sean Phillips was my FDO too.
they gave me a chance to get my traffic right.
Yeah.
And gave me a couple. They just, hey, calm down. It was just so much weighing on everything. My
Right.
babies at home, my wife, who took a shot. We were so excited. We went from making good money to, that police money wasn't no good money at first. Now,
No, and we didn't get raises for
years. Right.
years,
So
years.
then I'm on FTO. I can't do no part time.
Bear with us, y'all. It's coming. You
There.
can't do no part times on FTO.
Can't do
Yeah.
any part times on FTO.
Right.
You can't do anything. So it's everything is weighing on these moments, and it was wearing me out. I couldn't sleep. I was like, Lord, I know I can do this job. I know I can do this job, and I just broke through. I smiled every day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just didn't know. I just didn't. It just was some of the worst times. but I was able to smile and laugh through them because I knew that, I just believed in myself. Even when I didn't feel like I believed in myself, I had to get through it.
Right. So, Steph, were you aware of the struggles he was facing while he started off at the police department? Steph, were you aware of the struggles he was facing while he was at the police department?
Yes, ma'am. He would call or come home and he would tell me, he pretty much gave me play by play of a lot of stuff going on,
Right.
especially the radio traffic. I mean, he would make light of it. But I mean, I know him all my life, so I knew that.
I'm wondering if
You guys there?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about I know that you said that you knew he would come home and tell you about how he was struggling, and so you were there being supportive. I know you were probably like, you quit this job now because I ain't want you to have this job. This guy saying you don't need this job.
You want to
So let me ask you this. So let's move forward. And so while you're at the job, you're working at a particular precinct, and then there's a period of time when some officers were moved from the precinct you were working to another precinct, and you were one of the ones that were selected to move to. I remember this. You were one of the ones that were selected to move to the other precinct. And so tell the story about the incident on 85 and what happened that day, and let's talk about like what happened after that. So let's talk about that day. How was the day going? Actually, it was at night. Actually,
it was. I just got moved up to that precinct, and I was upset because I was gonna miss y'all, and I had just made Officer of the Month at South Precinct, and I was like, for real. So they moved me. It was no big deal. They put me on morning watch, and so I'm getting acquainted to morning watch.
So for people who don't know what morning watch is, what are those hours?
From 10 at night to 8 in the morning. Okay. So roll calls at 10 o'clock. We all ready to go. We hit the road, and first call of the night, very first call of the night, I'm going out on the highway to get to my my territory.
Your territory. Mm-hmm.
And I get a call. One of my territory partners, he passes a stranded motorist on the highway in the fast lane at 10 o'clock, at 10:30. He passed it and reported it in, and I was behind him, so I said, hey, I'll stop. I stopped, parked, did all the things I'm trained to do, got out the car. The guy lifts up his hood, and he's got his wife in the car, and he's checking it at 10:30 at night, trying to look and see why his car shut down.
Mm-hmm.
And so I ran out there, and I'm like, hey, hey man, you gotta get back to your car. Let me push you over to the other side. And then I looked and realized his wife was in the car. So he gets back in the car. I said, put seatbelt on. I push over. I remember this like yesterday. I looked at my watch. It was 10:38. And I said, and I cleared the call, said we were good to go. When I said we would get good to go, it happened so fast. A drunk driver ran into the light, ran into my car, and my car hit me at the TSU said they hit me at about 71 miles an hour.
Yep.
I flipped up in the air, broke broke a lot of bones in my body and all this cool stuff. And I ended up under the car I was trying to save. They medevac me to the trauma hospital in Atlanta, and I was there fighting for my life.
And so Crawford put up, Vicinda Crawford put up, I can't imagine what Steph went through when she received that call. So what was in your head when you received, because it's only 10:30, it's the middle of the night, ain't nobody calling like a regular daytime call, right? And you get this phone call from the department.
Later.
Yeah. She didn't get a call till later.
Yeah, it was actually it was a little bit after
1.
I'm about to say midnight, about 1ish, something like that. But it was definitely in the middle of the night. The kids were asleep, whatever the case may be. I got the call. You're right. Your phone don't ring in the middle of the night, so the first thing you do is answer it. But yeah, it's not the call you expect to get in the middle of the night. I honestly really just thought it was him. I wasn't really paying attention to the call, and then it was. No.
Morning watch.
Okay. But the gentleman on the other end, that the sergeant that gave me the call, told me that there was an accident. First thing out of his mouth, he said that Dwight is still alive. So it's the same typical thing. It's hollow. You can't hardly hear. Your heart's beating out of your chest. You start shaking. I find a seat, try to sit down. I have a million and one questions running through my head. Nothing's coming out of my mouth.
Right.
He says that he is on his way to come and get me. Do I have any help with the kids? So, I make phone calls after that. Everything's pretty much a blur. The drive there to the hospital was a blur.
Right.
I called a friend of mine at that time. She beat me to the hospital.
Yeah.
So at that time, so she met me at the hospital, and it's so much commotion. A lot of welcoming people. I mean, there were so many people helping me get into the hospital, get me out the car. I don't remember half those people. It was just, like I said, it was pretty much all a
chaos,
blur.
right? Because not only is the family coming to the hospital, but all the police is coming to the hospital.
And the whole, they seemed like all of DeKalb County was in the hospital at that
all
time.
of us show up. We show up when somebody's hurt. So I found out also early that morning, it was a Sunday, and another coworker and I came up to the hospital, and geez, when we saw you, we were like it was, you look like this from head to toe. And then you said, what did you say to me? You said, Robinson, I live, like I made it, like I'm still alive. And we were just like in shock, just in shock. And I remember, Steph, you walked in and we were just in shock because Green had on a cast, I promise y'all, from his neck all the way down his body. He was just laid up. He was laid up. So, but as Cindy said, but God said he gonna pull through. And so after your body began to heal and you came back to work, what happened then? So after you get out the hospital and you come back, so then what happens?
Okay, I get out the hospital. Okay, so that's when they tell me that I'm not gonna walk again. They told me that my liver wouldn't recover, and I had about 5 years on that liver. I'm looking around at all of y'all in there, y'all looking the other way and everything. And I told that doctor I'll live and not die. And I beat my son walking because my son was crawling at the time. And so I beat my son walking by 1 week. I took my first step. He took his first step, and I fight back, and I get to work. And I finally, you know, it's surreal. I can't believe I done fought all the way back to walking and no less being able to go to the range and shoot. And now I'm out there. And then, but anyway, disaster strikes again because now the cab, they say they're not going to keep me. And then I have to settle. That's some stuff I still can't talk
Right.
about because it's
Correct.
still in litigation, so I won't go there. But now I'm starting to lose paychecks. I'm starting to lose. We lose our house because I've been out for so much time. We lost our house. We lost our cars. We lost everything that
Everything.
I had
And
worked.
how many kids are we in by now? We're in, I want to
Woo.
say we're six.
6 now.
6.
Six.
Mm-hmm.
We're in six kids by now. Yeah.
Yeah. And so so anyway, I we as we outside and people were picking up our stuff, asking us, "Do we want this?" Our stuff is out there, and we're trying to, hey, yeah, we want our stuff, and we going through all of this stuff. So we finally, one of our friends, they came and got our stuff, and I'm finally, like, I'm unraveling, but I'm trying to hold it together because it's just me and my wife, and the kids are at school, and I'm trying to hold it together. And I'm just trying to hold it together. And so I go to my mom's room because now we're at my mom's house. I've always been a self-provider. Now I can't provide my family. We done lost everything, I seem like, but I still got my service weapon left. And I go to my mother's room and I close the door and I take my weapon and I put it in my mouth. I had just I was at my wit's end. I was just done. I didn't want to live no more. I still had my insurance policy. That's what I'm thinking. They don't need me. They need money. They don't need a man that can't help them.
So you got
And
frozen. You
I
got
came
froze
to
a little bit.
myself,
Hold on, Green. You got froze
like
a
in
little
Luke.
bit. Hold on 1 second, Green. You got froze a little bit. And I think that this is important that people hear. It froze on a smile.
Here. And so I came to myself and I just threw the gun down. I called my buddy Mike. Was my territory partner up there in North, and said, "Man, I got this situation. Can you help me?" And
Yep.
yeah, and
Hold
then
on one
so
second. Hold on, Green. Green,
then
can you hear me?
I dropped my
He can't hear me. I'm just gonna let him keep talking.
yeah, and so I dropped it and I checked myself in to a hospital to get myself some help. That's the best thing I ever did, and I ain't mad about it because now I can tell my story to people who are struggling, who've been in rock bottom, and I do that all the time, Jackie. I go out and now I deal with men who are broken, who lost their purpose, and they feel like they ain't got no will and want to die. I know how that feels because a man without purpose, death is knocking on his door, and a man with purpose is unstoppable.
Yes. I told y'all this was gonna be good, and I told you the enemy is gonna keep trying to stop this story. Um, but we gonna keep pushing through, y'all. Even if I got to bring him back on. Can you hear me? Can y'all hear me?
Mm-hmm.
So you were kind of freezing through it.
Okay.
I'm just gonna recap if anybody missed, and if I missed something, you tell me. You were telling me that you were saying that you were at your mom's house. You were
Mm-hmm.
saying that you were in your mom's room. You were saying that you took your service weapon and you put it in your mouth.
Yes.
You were saying that you felt that you were worth, because you had an insurance policy and you felt that money, they needed money, your family needed money, that you are worth more dead than alive.
Correct.
You were saying that you didn't pull the trigger. I'm glad that you had a that said don't pull this trigger because I got a plan for you.
Yes.
And you called your friend Mike, who's your territory partner,
Yeah.
checked yourself into the hospital.
Yeah.
And that is the best thing that you've ever done. Now, Steph, did you know that he was going through any of this? Did you know that he was contemplating suicide or anything
Not
like that?
not contemplating the suicide part, but definitely knew that he was going through something. Like I said, you don't know your partner for as long as you do and not know that they're going through stuff. But at that time we both were going through things. So did I, and could I've missed a lot of signs? Of course.
Yeah.
Um, but I mean, yeah, I knew it was bad. I mean, we were both going through it at the same time. Neither one of us was happy at the positions that we were in. We tried to be as supportive with each other as we both could.
Try to be supportive to each other as best you could.
Right, with and then trying to deal with your own with your own personal failures, your own personal demons. So yeah, it was something that you recognize. But if you can't fix yourself, you can't fix your partner. So
Correct. So you were experiencing some mental health challenges as well. I mean, the stress of, we have lost everything.
right.
We have lost it all. We haven't lost each other, but we've lost we lost everything, and now we're back up in somebody in mama house. No one wants to go be grown and go back to mama house, especially when you come in. I'm bringing a crew. I done brought a basketball team and a substitute. Uh,
Hello.
you know, and I know that has to be stressful. The feeling of failure, the feeling of, you know, just the feeling of failure. But it's a process, and so tell us what happened after you went to the hospital.
Went to the hospital. And realized that it went deeper than that. That it was my post-traumatic stress, not only from the accident, but also from the trauma I experienced in the service. I was going through a lot, and everything was just hitting me so hard at one time, and I just unraveled, and I just kept having. I never owned up to all the mental health issues I had coming back from Iraq. A year before that, I almost died in
Yep.
Iraq. A year before that, didn't get over that, and then now here this comes, and now the year after that I lose my house, and so everything just unraveled. But I got up, just like I did when I was learning how to walk again. Now it's just a mental war where I get back up. I go back to school, and I go out and turned it into a positive. Took did boot camps for troubled teens and obese children.
Yep.
Did about 400 young men, young women, teaching them how to be mentally sound and survive this world. I'm very proud of our impact in the community up there in Atlanta. Came down here, did the same thing with other children, being a teacher, working with prisoners, and getting them back on their feet. And so now we feed hundreds and hundreds, because I remember when I was hungry. So now we feed about 200 families a week, and just continue to take homeless people off the street, because I remember when I was homeless.
Right.
And I remember now all of these things happen because God wanted to show me what it is to be down and how to get up. Everything, so we fed over 4,000 people with the Walk of My Life. I walked the circumference of Atlanta, Georgia. I stayed on the street all night celebrating my victory over conquering the accident, which terrified Steph, because but I stayed out until I walked the whole circumference of Atlanta. Probably I just kept going from there. Just kept trying to inspire people to not give up. That's been my main thing, Jackie, from that point, from 2007 to now, to not give up. So we keep fighting, and we keep going. Our children are grown. They're all doing good. They're all doing well in school, and married. Now I got grandchildren, and we got a house now. We got a house and a nice house here in Florida. Everything that happened to me was to be a testimony to somebody else out there. And my message is clear. Every day I wake up, I know my purpose is to tell people, don't give up. I know, don't be afraid to go to the doctor. Don't be afraid to just don't give up. Just you can't give up. Give out, but don't give up.
Yeah. What's the first step someone should take? Like, when you are feeling, when you were in your dark space in your mom's room, that's probably the darkest space you've ever been in.
Oh yeah, hands down.
When you're in that space, what is the first thing you think someone should do to try to come out of that space?
Stop and breathe. I know that one well, Jackie. I can tell you that I had to stop and breathe and think, because you stop thinking rationally at first. You just stop thinking rationally. You like so I dropped, I dropped everything from my mind. And I didn't even, I'm not gonna lie and be all religious, and I'm a very religious person, but I didn't even call on Jesus at that time. I just needed to stop, take a breath, say, all right, Dwight, what you doing? So that's my first step. And then my second step was I immediately sought medical attention.
Yeah.
Because oftentimes we try to be so spiritual, and then we're gonna kill our flesh. So I went to a professional who went to school for this stuff on the mind. And I talked to him, and I found some of those people that I could trust. If I didn't trust them, Jackie,
Right.
I didn't deal with them. I tell them I can't deal with this person. I need somebody else in here who's got time to listen to me,
Right.
and tell me, and that I can trust. So I went through like 6-7 doctors, because I wanted the LPN who was willing to listen to me. And then once I got that, that's how I learned how to walk again. But here's the thing: if I hadn't have been in that accident and learned how to physically walk again, I wouldn't have been able to mentally walk again.
Oh, that's a good one. And so, Steph, you have a question in the chat. How did you process everything for your mental health and still support your husband and your children? You saw your question?
How did I process everything? Yeah, through my mental health, and still support. I have glasses and they still are terrible.
How did you process everything for your mental health? What did you do to maintain your mental health and still be able to support your husband and your children through all of this? Like this, that's a lot for a woman to take on. Um, First off, just everything, the tours in Iraq, the accident at the job, we got all these kids, we're losing everything. Now he's starting to um get himself back together. But what were you able to do for yourself? What were you able to do for yourself? What did you do?
I'm gonna be candid. To be honest with you, during that time, um,
Look at that look on their face, y'all. During that time,
yeah. It is, to be honest with you, nothing, because I lost a little bit of myself during that time.
yeah,
And it's still a process, because it wasn't something that I addressed, to be honest, because at that time, the forefront.
Here it comes. There we go. There we go. We gonna make it. We gonna
she
make
said at the time the forefront was what?
The forefront was him, and then the kids. I mean, you have to think about it. At that time, I had an infant. And then a few months later, I almost lost my husband. So it wasn't. There was no downtime, and there wasn't anything for me to stop and process. I didn't get a chance to say, "Oh, you're mentally spiraling out of control yourself." I mean, he gave you synopsis of what happened, and in between those gaps, there was a lot of pulling each other. Okay, I'm down, he pulls me up. Okay, he's down, I pull him up. And there were times, I went to therapy here and there, but I didn't get the 110 medical attention that I probably should have gotten. I do not recommend that at all.
Right.
I highly recommend. Do not recommend that. Nobody. I agree with Dwight. Immediately seek medical attention immediately,
Absolutely.
because that's probably something I should have done, was to immediately get some help, and I didn't. So did that cause problems along the way? Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right. Yeah. I know that it has to be difficult, especially watching your husband, the rock, the person who takes care of everything, spiral. But yet in the same breath, you're still you're still not able to process what you need to go through, because all you can do right now is take care of is and that's what mama bears do. Mama bear sacrifice themselves to take care of other people, even though they're drowning themselves.
Right.
That's what a mama bear does. Is it always right? No. But sometimes when we don't know what to do, we do all we can. We do what we think is best for us. We don't know what to do. We don't come with it. We're not given a handbook on, okay, you're about to be a mom with 7 children and a wife, and throughout this journey, your husband's gonna be injured. You're gonna lose everything. They don't give us a handbook
no.
on what happens in this situation, right? They don't give us a handbook. But you're right. It's not recommended to do it alone. It is recommended to get the help that you need, because you didn't have to suffer as much as you did.
Right. I had a few friends that shake me, slap me around a little bit. Get yourself together. I'm here if you need me. And then at the time, you don't reach out. You don't bother those friends. I mean, I had friends that held me strong throughout the whole time, and they're still my friends, best friends. They're not friends. They're family to this very day. Um, that that I hold on dear, because they, even through it all, even through the times where I um, um, like turned away and didn't reach out to people, whatever the case may be, because you don't want
Right.
to keep bogging them down
Or
over and
you
over.
felt like you were bothering them, but they're probably were
Right.
happy to get your help.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. So,
Yeah.
you hold on tight. And like I said, that I still hold on tight to those friendships to this very day. So
Yeah. And having a support system is very, very important when you're going through certain things. So let's talk about today. Y'all excuse her. I know this is awful, but she's under the bed whining and won't stop. And I know it can be heard. So I figured if I pick her up, this will stop. So please excuse this dog for jumping in our show. All right, lay down now. So let's talk about today. Let's talk about everything that we got going on today. I know you got your ministry. I know that you're working with sex trafficking victims. I know that you're working with, you got a lot going on, like a lot of positivity. Just before you do that though, answer one with this one question. How did you get into the ministry? Like, how did you just say, all right, this is going to be my path. I'm done with this policing thing. This is what I'm getting ready to do.
I got knocked into it, Jackie, at 71 miles an hour.
I got you. I got you. I got you.
Cause I've always done ministry. Like my mother, that's all we did. And then when I was in the military, I was a youth pastor. And I did all of this. I did all of these things all this time, and then I kept running from it. But I was still connected to church. I still did ministry all this time. So once I finally got some sense knocked out of me, and I
At
made it
71 miles per
at
hour.
31 miles an hour, I just told the Lord, if you let me walk and prove this doctor wrong, I want to say his name so bad, but I ain't gonna do that to him. But I promised him. I said, Lord, if you let me walk again and honor this request, that I would live and not die, and I would continue the work. So it made me driven. So I ran back to church, became a youth pastor. I was pretty good, and all those children I still have connections to today. They're all doing great.
they're not children.
They're not children no
'Cause
more. I'm not old yet. So I just continued to build. I jumped into seminary. I wanted to learn more about God, only to help people. I
Yeah.
only wanted to help people because I wanted to change the narrative of what a pastor looks like, and it just opened opportunities around the country. We're getting houses, like you said, for the house, our houses of redemption, to get these women that are running from domestic violence and from human traffickers. We provide safe havens for them.
Providing safe havens for them.
But yes, provide safe havens for them and getting them materials to get back up, because I know how to get back up now.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so it only makes sense for me to share this information. I have daughters. I have a mother that was my rock, and so I want to be a rock to all of. All right. And I just wanted to be everything that I could to um, everything I could while I live.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud. I've been following you and I've been watching you for a long time. Watching those girls. It's about 5 of them girls. I've
Man,
been watching them girls. Watching them girls get married, having babies, and oh man, I'm just so proud of you all, and I'm so thankful for you all. And I'm so happy that you all said yes to come on the show. I'm gonna bring you guys back on because I feel that our interruptions didn't give you all the just that you deserve, because this story, your testimony is amazing. You can see in the comments, yes, they're gonna have to come back. Yes, they are a beautiful family.
Sorry.
And so, I just want to just thank you guys so much for giving me an hour of your time. Y'all know y'all got to come back, right? We got to do this again.
We'll come back with better service. I'm gonna make him. We'll fix this.
Yeah, everybody in the chat is saying you got to bring this couple back because I definitely believe that your testimony is inspirational to people. I rarely get men on my show, and when I can finally get one that's on that can be transparent about their journey, about their mental health journey, and just be open up and keep it 100, it's important to me that the word is out there, because men go through stuff too.
That's right.
Men go through stuff too, and they act real machismo and all that stuff, and don't want to, express their feelings and things like that. But men go through some things too, and so I want people to see that, hey, I got a man on here who's sharing, and he brought his wife. You know what I'm saying? And his wife, guess what? She's still with him, y'all. She could have easily got gone.
That's the MVP right there.
She could have easily got gone. She could have been ghost. Like, bruh, I ain't signed up for all this. This ain't what I signed up for. I might have signed up papers, but this ain't what I signed up for. Ain't it? I told y''t when I told you when we first got together, no preacher, no bishop, no police, and you didn't been them all.
I ain't no police.
I ain't sign up for this. So you have an amazing woman by your side. You have an amazing woman on your team. And so I'm just thankful. And so I do want to bring you all back on. And they over there cracking up because I know their internet is toe up from the floor up. Mm-hmm. And even see, you got Sonia Porter on here. She said that you are truly an inspiration. So
oh man.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So y'all are an inspiration. The people want you back on. So we're gonna have to do this again. But I want to thank you guys. Do you have any closing remarks?
Just tell your people, don't give up. Don't give up on God. Don't give up on yourself. Just keep going. When things get bad, you hold on to your best friend. See, she's my best friend first. So before we got married, she was my best friend. And you hold on to those who gonna fight for you, but you fight for yourself. Get help when you need to, and don't give up.
Yes. All right, y'all. All right. Well, I appreciate y'all. This was a good one, y'all. And I know, look, hopefully she can get down now. Lord have mercy. Just interrupting all on my show, right? So I hope y'all were inspired about today's topic and my couple that was on here, Dwight and Steph Green. I'm sorry, Dr. Dwight Green and Steph. And Dr. Steph, I hope you all receive some inspiration from today's show. And like I said, I am going to bring them back on so you can hear their story more clear without a lot of interruptions and things like that. So you all know the rules. You guys know all the housekeeping rules. I need you to please, those of you that is your first time watching, please subscribe, like, and share. I really want to grow this platform. I'm on a mission, and I'm on a mission for mental health, but I can't do it by myself. So I need you guys' help. So please subscribe, like, and share. In addition, if you would like to be a guest on the show, I'm always looking for a guest on the show, right? I'm always looking for somebody to come on and share their story and inspire our people. hit me up on my social media, y'all. I got Instagram, I got Facebook. You can call me, you can email me, but hit me up, Mission for Mental Health, on all platforms, social, on my the Instagram, the Facebook, the emails, everything is Mission for Mental Health. Or you know what? You just call me. You look, I'm at a point right now. I think you can Google me.
Probably.
Hit your girl up if you ever would like to be a guest on the show. Next week, I don't have a show as of yet. So if you want to fill the spot, somebody call me, let me know, and we'll fill the spot. I do appreciate you all for giving me an hour of your time. You guys have a great week. Greens, if you all will stand by for 1 second while I end the show. Y'all stand by for 1 second while I end the show. I will see you guys. If I don't see you all next week, I will definitely see you on the first week of June, because is it the first week of June already? Jeez, time is going by fast. It's all, y'all know what that means. If it's June, it's almost time for me to put up my Christmas trees. Y'all know I put up a whole bunch of them.
Oh Lord.
Time for me to start going through my Christmas stuff. But no, I appreciate you guys for watching, and I will see y'all next week. Y'all enjoy. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.